Hello everyone and welcome to this video for Raid Shadow Legends. We are continuing with the series that I have entitled the Beginner's Bootcamp for Raid Shadow Legends. And I actually have kind of a title for this episode. I'm kind of taking this by wing. I haven't actually outlined everything and laid it out like I would normally. So I apologize for the lack of professionalism. Hopefully though, covering everything as thoroughly as I have will make up for it. This one is part 4, and I've tentatively titled it Diving into Dungeons and Gearing Up Champions. And I'm also going to cover in this a little bit about the arena, because that's going to be all kind of tied in with the gearing up the champions. So a couple of things have changed. One of the things that you'll notice is that now I have the marketplace. This unlocked, I believe, at level 15. Don't quote me. Whatever it said there, I'm sure that any of the other videos will show what it said, but I think it was 15. Anyway, I unlocked it, and then I unlocked the slots because it only comes with, I think, 4 or 5 or whatever it comes with. I think it's 4, and then this one can be unlocked. This column here you unlock with gems, and this column here you unlock with silver. I think I have that correct. Yes. And this is a good place when you're first playing the game, because you're not going to get a lot of the 5 and 6 star really into game gear, but you're looking here for your mystery shards. You want to buy those every time you see them, whenever you can afford it. Buy those mystery shards. You're looking for ancient shards. Buy those if you can afford them. And in the early game here, you want to look at some of these pieces of gear that they're offering you. This is not a good piece of gear. This has a flat stat of defense, so I would not ever go near it. This is a 4-star gauntlet, and it's nice that it's 4 stars, but we have a flat stat of defense again, so I wouldn't go near it. I wouldn't touch the 2-star or 1-star stuff. I'd only be looking at 3-star. And I would be looking at, so this here is a good 3-star piece of gear, but I'm not sure it's worth 64,000. I have a limited budget, but I think I'm going to go ahead and bite and get this, because that's pretty good for right now because of the crit rate and the speed. This is a pretty decent helmet, but I don't know if I'm going to do much with a resistance set just yet. I want to wait on that helmet. You have an hour. I don't know how it cycles or times, but you have an hour to get these items and unlock these and get whatever's down here, and then it cycles over. You can get a refresh by clicking this button here and using 5 gems, but it is not recommended that you do that. Just don't even worry about it. As you're just doing your normal dailies and checking back here, you'll be able to come in here and see that it's cycled through, and you don't even need to worry about refreshing it to get stuff. Only time you might feel any pressure is if you're trying to buy an item in the marketplace to complete your dailies. My daily quests have now changed. Now that I'm level 20, I now have to do fighting in the arena and all of this stuff here. A lot of this is similar to what we've had, but a couple of things have been added, like the market, having to buy something in the market. A couple of things have changed here. You want to complete these dailies every day within the time slot they give you. It ends at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then it cycles over again. So you want to have everything done by that time, and you should actually have it in about 15 minutes before that time. And that way, as you complete these dailies, you're building up, and you will eventually complete this part, the weekly. And once you have completed everything here, you get a free ancient shard and 500 experience. Doing the weeklies and completing those on a regular basis will allow you to now complete the monthlies, and that will give you a void shard and a sacred shard. And that's a really nice little treat to have. It takes you a long time to get that sacred shard, but that's a guaranteed epic or legendary when you get it. When you get your sacred shard or your void shard, do not pull them until there is a double raid event. Advanced quest will unlock at level 35, it says. Achievements, looks like we have to enable notifications, and I have no idea how to do that on this, so I'll have to do some research, and then I can finish this achievements thing. When I press go, nothing happens. Okay, so the process, what I have been doing. So this is what I have been doing. I have been going along in a campaign, and I have just been going as far as I can go. And I ended up getting stopped somewhere around here. Yeah, on stage 5 of Felwyn's Gate. I only have the 2 rares, so I have not been able to proceed any further. I've given him decent gear. I wouldn't say good gear, but I'm really going to have to work on upgrading my champions to get the rest of the way through. And then after I have beaten a stage, I have gone through and I've done it with 2 players, except I haven't done that yet here. But I will try to do that through here as far as I can go, and that'll be the next thing. In doing that, and completing as many of these campaign stages as I can, and completing as many of these potion dungeon stages as I can, and taking advantage of that free week they've given us where they're all open, I've also done Ice Golem and Dragon as far as I can. I could not do Fire Knight or Spider, and I'm not doing Minotaur because you only get scrolls and unlocks masteries, and I'm not going to mess with that part of the game yet. I need to do a video on that. But these 2 I'm just not good enough. I don't have the champions for it. But these 2 I've proceeded as far as I can. And in doing all of these items, apparently faction is not included. But in doing all of that, I have now progressed in the Novice tournament. This will end tonight. So I want to make sure that now I set up my arena team and I can get in here and I can claim this 3-star champion. There's a 3-star champion here that I'm guaranteed to get. It's here on the column that I was explaining to you the other day. And I'm just a few points away, and I really want to make sure I get that. So that's the goal. Within the next 7 hours, I must get that champion. I don't care about this. This is cool. I'd love to get whatever this is. Looks like it's an artifact or a weapon. I'm not. Might be a speed set. I'm not sure. It'd be awesome to get, but that's not going to be something that I can realistically reach. But just in doing my normal dailies, just progressing as far as I can in a game, that has given me the points to progress me to this area. And now I will continue to progress till I get up to this goal here. And you should be doing the same as you're just starting out in the game. Make sure that you're progressing as far as you can, pushing it as far as you can, go until you lose. Tune up your champions, gear them up, see if you can do anything to make them do a little better. Try it, one more time, but don't get frustrated. If you've tried it, you failed once, you tried it again, failed again, just call it quits for now and wait until you have more champions. To that end, let's do a summoning event. And all we're going to do is we might summon 1 ancient shard. I haven't decided yet. And we're definitely going to summon, because even though it's outside of a double raid event, I should get a rare at least. But I want to save these for a double raid. But I need some more champions, so I'm kind of balancing. I think I need to open one. And I'm going to open 20 of these. So this is a little mini summoning event. Let's see what I get. I think I have enough room in my slots. It's another thing that I have been working on too, is getting my slots up. No rares. Let's do 5,000. Let's do another 10. And then we will do 1 ancient shard and we'll see what we get. There's a very slim chance we can get an ancient or an epic. A legendary or an epic. But if all we get is a rare, that's still a win, because we need some more people that we can work with that will help us defeat the game and progress and get more of those points, because I want to get that other 3-star champion. I could open both of these. I'm just going to try and resist and open one right now. And this is not advised. Do not open these out to have a double raid event unless you're in a situation like me where you're in desperate need for some more champions and you need to have some help to get you a little further in the game. In that case, it might be okay to do that. So what we ended up with is some guy named Twin Claw Disciple. I do not have this in my main account, I don't think. He has an attack 1 enemy, has a 35% chance of placing 100% heal reduction to buff for 2 turns. I will need this, I believe, in the magic dungeon or maybe the spirit dungeon, because that boss always heals themselves. This will help me progress a little further there. That's good. I'm going to immediately start working on this guy using skill books and getting him booked out. I don't know how much further I will invest past level 30 with him. We will see, but I will give him to level 30 at least. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a 15% weakened debuff for 2 turns. That's good too. That will help. He's an attack champion though, so he's going to be a little weak on stats. Now, once I have ascended him, and it's 3 purple stars, so he's 3-star ascended, he'll attack one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a block cooldown skills debuff for 2 turns. The chance increases to 100% of the target is under a heal reduction debuff. So he gives the heal reduction debuff sometimes, say about 1/3 of the time he hits. And then there's that chance for him to do this block cooldown skill. So let's check his actual stats over in the index. So that's the end of our little summoning event. We can check out all the people we got. So we've got this one here, a duelist. We won't go over the stats of these individuals, of these 2-star and 1-star champion. They're not really important. You can easily go to your index and check on them if you're curious, and if you feel that I should have gone over it, just let me know in the comments below. I can always return to that. We're wrapping up and getting to near about the end of this series. There's probably an episode or 2 left of material that I could do. And then I want to open it up so that you can give me suggestions on what you want me to cover, on comments on anything that I missed. Any last things that you want me to take care of, I can do that for you. I think I might actually have this guy on my main account. So here's his actual stats. You notice how the numbers changed when I went over here after the summoning. For some reason, the 2 screens are different. These are his, I guess, maximum stats he can go with. I don't understand exactly what the difference between the 2 is. But looking at this here, I don't really think his attack is actually at 1300. Let's do a real quick experiment. Let's compare. Let's stop that for a second. We're going to champions. I want to compare how he looks against what I'm seeing. So these stats are the same as when I summoned him. So this is his starting stats. And then I don't know what the other stats are, but this is where he is right now. And I can tell right away he needs a lot of defense. So we'll go with the starting stats. We'll use that as, and we'll use this guy for our gearing part of our video today. So we're going to work on his defense. We want to get that defense way up. We want to maybe double the HP, and we want to get the attack probably double. The speed is also very low, but we just got ourselves a speed star, and I think that that will be a good investment to put on this guy. I have to make sure that it will match. I will go through the process of adding artifacts to this guy. I don't know if I'll be able to fully artifact him out, but I will explain my reasonings and what I'm doing and kind of show you my process. And it's still developing. This is like the 3rd change. I've had to make changes 2 or 3 times, so I might have to do it again. I don't know, but this will be my process, and you can adapt that as you wish towards your own champions. This was coming up in the chat the other day, last night actually, well, morning. Somebody there was wanting to know about how to gear a champion and wanting some other information, and I told them I'm working on a video right now, because I was and I am. So I'll try to edit the videos when I get up again. Hopefully I can get this done and get myself a good amount of sleep, and my mom will let me have the room so I can get some videos done. That's kind of the plan. Get the editing done, because I want to timestamp everything and make it easy for you to just click and get the information that you want. I want to work on my titles. I'm going to make it as good as I can, but anyway, now I can answer those questions that he had, and that will help a lot of new players that are just starting out with the game. I told them to look for my name, DreamBliss, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I wanted to explain something about the multi-fights. I might have mentioned this once before. You're given 30 multi-fights every day, and what I recommend is that you only use 20 of those and save 10 for the next day and use those in the potion dungeons. That's generally the best process. You could also use those 10 the next day in the artifact, in the dungeons against the dragon or the ice golem or even a minotaur or even a spider, depending on what your needs are. But I found I don't know how to explain why it's beneficial and been helpful, but I find it's helpful and beneficial to have that 10. So when I get done for the day, I have 10 auto fights that I can use the next day as I wrap up anything I have to wrap up. So I always set aside like 10 of those multi-fights if you can for the next day. Okay, so the farming process as I was going through. What farming is when you go into a stage and what you're trying to do is, this is the sword stage for Karnak Castle, and that means that I would get this sword or weapon artifact. And what I would do if I'm farming is I would keep playing this stage until I got a 3-star one of these artifacts. And once I have a 3-star artifact, I would replay one more time and see what I get. If I get a crystal or a character, I will replay one more time. If I get another 3-star, I will play one more time. I will continue that process, one replay at a time, until I come to a 2-star or 1-star artifact. Then I'll stop and I'll move on to the next one. And that is the process of farming that I recommend that you do. You got a lot of surplus energy you've been given. You see mine's gone down substantially because of what I've been doing. You got a lot of characters you need to level up. In the process of leveling up those characters, you also need to gear them. And the best way to gear them is to give them the best gear, which is a 3-star gear. So you have to farm. You have to go through and try to get those 3-star pieces of gear. And I've done that now all the way through, I believe, Karnak Castle. And I've got to do that now through Catacombs of Narbuk and Sewers of Arnok and Durnham Forest. I don't think I'll be able to farm any more than that, depending on how this new champion I pulled helps me or not. Oh, I wanted to explain that your account leveling up, it starts out just like your champions up to like level 12. It's very fast, but it starts to slow down. So leveling up from 1 to 12 will be very fast. Leveling up from 12 to, say, 24 or 25 will be a little slower. And from 25 to, say, 50 will be even slower. So just be aware that you will need a lot more experience to level up your account as you get higher up in level. So just be aware of that. There's double raid events. You see I have one active here. It has an XP boost thing here. That's XP is the stuff that you level up with. I can click on it. You can see what I have. I have 1 day left of it. I get 100% increase. That's going to help me level up even faster. It's going to speed things up a little bit because I'll be getting basically double my normal XP. You want to get this account leveled up as far as you can get it, but you don't want to rush too fast, but get yourself, fairly high because you want to unlock all the different aspects of the game and have that ready to go for you. Make sure that as you're doing it, you're collecting your progression rewards. You see that what you get here once you reach level 5, once you reach level 10, once you reach level 15, once you reach level 20. So just keep that in mind. So if you also ended up with, say, 2 or more ancient shards and you're low on your 3-star champions and you want to take a gamble and pull it, go ahead and pull it. Once you have your champion, put a comment below. Let me know what you ended up with. I'd like to know if you got an epic or a legendary. That'd be really cool. I ended up with a rare with Twin Claw, which is probably not a very good champion, but I'm going to make the best use of him I can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to use a couple of potions on this guy because I want to boost him as far as I can. I go up to usually 3 potions on the rares, but since I have so few potions, I'm only going to do 2 right now. And then I'm going to go to the Ascend tab, and I've been collecting potions, so I might go ahead and ascend this guy and get him as close to the 2 stars I can get, this is as far as I can get right now until I get some more red potions. But I will get him 3-star ascended along with the other 2 as soon as I can. Same here, I'm going to ascend her too. Now, do I have any skill books? I only have this. This is an epic skill book, and I'm only going to use that on epic champions, so I'm going to save that. So I'm going to give him, because his speed is so low, and I think I got another speed item. No, I didn't. Okay, so now we're going to run into a problem. I like to make sure that I have a double I want to make sure he gets the full speed boost from 2 items of speed gear, but I don't have any other item of speed gear, and I'm not going to make it to the speed dungeon. So I may not actually use that item right now. I might change it out later because I just don't have another piece to work with that. So let's see what else we can do. We determined he needs defense and he needs attack. All I have is 2-star really garbage gear right now. And it's a flat stat on top of everything. I'm going to go ahead and give him one of these defense swords. I'm only going to upgrade these 2-star pieces to level 4. I'm giving him the defense because his defense is extremely low. He is an attack champion, but he needs the defense. And I'm not going to give him the first thing I upgrade to level 4. I'm going to wait and I'm going to see what I get. I got HP out of that one, which is okay because he needs more HP. Okay, well that's better than resistance. So I'm going to give him this one because that will now increase his HP. Is increase his attack a little by 30. Okay, so now we want to, I think I'm going to sell this because it's just a flat stat. I'm not going to keep it. But this, I don't normally like to give defense boots to a champion, but it's all I have. I'd rather have speed. I'll have to switch this out later, but both of these 2-star pieces of gear are subpar pieces of gear, so I'm going to be swapping them out later anyway. I'll probably replace them with speed gear because he desperately needs his speed increase. He's very, very slow right now. Okay, I have this shield. Has HP and speed. This is good. I need to give this to him because now I've increased his speed. I have an HP, which will increase his HP, give him some accuracy here. And I have a crit rate. I'm actually going to go with the crit rate for his second piece of gear because this will allow him to have more critical hits. He's going to do more damage out of crit rate and crit damage than he will out of anything else. This is a very garbage piece of gloves, though. And then for his last 2 pieces, what do we have? We have an HP with 3% with defense. This I'm tempted to give him, but let's see what else we have. And this has an accuracy of 15. Now remember, I want to get these debuffs applied to people. That's pretty important. That he's going to lose a lot of HP advantage if I don't give him the other one. Shield's already taken up. Resistance is terrible. I'm not even going to keep that. More resistance. Attack and more resistance. Since it's an HP set, I don't mind giving him an attack chest because he'll still benefit from that. So I'm going to give him this and that 2-star helmet. That's the best gear that I have for him, and I'll try to explain my thoughts so you get kind of an idea of why I've done this. Okay, so let's take a look at his skills again. His first skill is based off of attack, so I know I need to have some attack skills on him so he can do that. I know he already has some built in, and I know he's going to get some from the weapon, so usually I will consider the weapon to be good enough. So I'm reflecting on that. I see that there's this chance of placing 100% heal reduction debuff. This requires accuracy, and as I understand it, your accuracy has to be higher than your opponent's resistance. Now his accuracy is extremely low, but I wouldn't have any accuracy at all without it. So I will work on farming what I can of the accuracy dungeon. That's the gear where I stopped there. Trying to get some more of that gear for him, because I need to get that accuracy up. You get 40 points with an accuracy set. This one here is another one that requires accuracy. This one, when ascended, will also this one, I guess, no, block cooldown. Okay, this will also require accuracy. So accuracy is going to be key for this guy. But his defense was extremely low. You see now that I've got his defense up to almost 400, or somewhere around 400. Got his attack almost, not doubled, I would say. I've increased his attack by 1/3. And I've increased his HP almost double. So this will increase his livability, this will increase the amount of damage he can take, this will increase the amount of damage that he does. This has increased his speed to a more reasonable range, although it's still terrible. His crit rate is now going at about 22, so this is really the best that I can do based off of his skills. That's the best gear for him that I have at this time. So that's as far as I'm going to go on that, and that is the process of gearing a champion. You're looking at their base stats when you get them. You're looking at your gear, and you're trying to find something, because you're going to use each champion a certain way. You're trying to find something that will help that champion do what they're going to do. I'm going to use this champion as a debuffer, and I want to use him against campaign and dungeon bosses. So I want to get all of this weaken and heal reduction and everything up and running. So this gear will have to be changed for 3-star gear because you get more HP with 3-star helmet, and it will have to be changed to accuracy. I'll probably do accuracy, helmet, and chest instead of this, and I'll probably do an HP or defense chest. I haven't decided yet, because that's his lowest stat. If you have any questions about my process, any thoughts, any feedback, any suggestions, if you think I've just done total absolute terrible job, let me know. Put a comment in the comment section below. So you have these various tabs. You have a battle log.
Every arena battle you do is tracked here.
Here's your defense where you can set your team. Here's the various tiers.
All the arena tiers.
So that will be the next thing I need to go over with you. And this talks about the top players. Okay, so I can refresh the list, but I don't need to do that right now. I always get suckered into buying refreshes because I never get a good match. But they've been working on the arena, and I have noticed some differences in my main account, so we'll see how it is as a beginning player now. I need to figure out a defense team. So in your defense team, you need to have a leader that has an aura skill, and you have to be careful what aura skill you pick. When you put somebody in there with an aura skill, it'll tell you what you're getting. Aura skill increases ally HP in all battles by 15%. This is fine. But believe it or not, in my main account, I actually had Solus in this position because I thought he was giving 44% defense. He does give 44% defense in faction crypts, not in the arena. It was a big mistake, and I've actually didn't even realize it. I don't know if they've made a change to it and I didn't realize it, or if I just didn't see it. I'm thinking I didn't see it or something. I don't know what happened, but you got to make sure that you have something here that is focused on arena or all battles, okay? So your aura skill should reflect something that will increase something in the arena or all battles. If your champions, all the ones you have, do not have an aura skill, you'll have to go without. You also want to make sure the champions you put in here are going to synergize. They're going to fight well together. And I know some of the champions that will fight well with them, and you have to balance that with this one here. You have to balance that with the champions that will live the longest and do the most damage. There are two basic kind of teams. Everybody's fighting for speed position, so there's the speed glass cannon team that wants to hit you first, and they want to take you out before you can do anything. And then there's a defense team that puts on piles and piles and piles of buffs. They have healers, they have resurrectors, and you hit them forever and you never get anywhere, and they slowly whittle you down to nothing and kill you. Those are the two main types that you'll see. I see more of the glass cannon than anything else. You're not going to win the speed battle right now just starting out with the gear you have, and you're not going to win the defense battle either. But keep in mind that there are those two basic types of focuses, and you're going to want to adjust your team here as you get more champions to reflect your fighting style. If you really want to compete with everybody in the speed area, you're going to have to put a speed boost champion in this slot, and you're going to have to increase that champion's speed as high as you possibly can with as much speed gear as you possibly can. You won't have any other choice if you want to be faster than any of your other people, because everybody else has been doing it longer than you, and you're going to be dealing with that. I'm going for HP because that's all I have. I'd probably take a look at my champions and figure out which way I want to go right now. It's looking more like defense would be my speed, so to speak. I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 stars up in here. So I've got 1 attack champion, 1 healer, I've got her. I do not know if one of these champions has a resurrect. So I'll look through my 2 stars. I might add a resurrect. I can add another healer. I can add sniper because she does pretty good damage. I don't quite know what I want to do yet, but I think I'll put sniper in there. You do want to make sure that your champions are maxed out on wherever you've got them leveled up. You really want to get them to a minimum of level 40, and if you can get them to 50 or 60 and fully ascended before you put them in the arena, that would be ideal. This team is not a very good team. I'm going to see how they synergize together, and I'm going to be swapping out this one to find somebody that fits with these 3, and I'm hoping these 3 will work okay together. That's the basic, really the only way that you're going to win, not by speed and not by defense, but simply by having a team that you know all their attacks, you know how they work together, you've geared them as best you can, and you're going to go out and you're going to use them in the arena in that combination. And I know that Sniper and Elhain work together fairly well. So now I'm going to go over here to battle. This team is 6,643 in power. This number is not really reflective of the power of the team. You have to be careful. Sometimes people will come in here and they will try to fool you into thinking that they have a weak team, and they don't. And you have to look for tells that will show you what they're trying to do. In this case, this is just another newbie like me, and it's going to be a roll of the dice which one wins. You will see this outlaw monk in the arena. He's a good poisoner, and I might try him in my combination as well. Each of these it goes in order from the leader to the second. I believe this is the third and this is the fourth. I think that's how that works. Don't quote me on that. So if you have a champion that puts something on another champion, on a single champion in your team, generally you want to kind of put them all together like this. So I have the leader here. Any buffs that she casts on a single champion will go here. Any buffs that she casts on a single champion will go here. And there I will put Twin Claw because he's my weakest. And then I'll put Sniper in the back. I might change her out for this, and I do have a defense champion with this frontline warrior. I might max him out with defense gear because then I would have more ability to survive. I have an 11,000 power team. Let's go ahead and do one arena battle and see how we do. So if you have any questions about the arena, about choosing your fighting team, choosing your defense team, anything like that, let me know. I want to go with auto and see what happens here. So I've talked about this in another video on my main YouTube videos for my main channel. I talked about more in depth on the arena. You should watch that video if you want more information on that. I've talked about something called win conditions. It looks like my team is fighting pretty well together. I want to check their speed. I want to make sure that my healers are faster than everybody else so they can get that healing off. So I need to watch one more time and see how they're doing. So we'll do one more battle. Anyway, I have a video on this more in-depth type stuff. But the win condition is what you're looking for. As you look and read a team, and you're not going to see it so much here, but you will later, you want to look and see what their win condition is. If it's a glass cannon team, their win condition is they're speedy enough to hit you and kill you before you can do anything. If it's a defense team, their win condition is that they can handle any damage you throw at them. To win a defense team, you have to break their defense. To win a glass cannon team, you have to be faster, or you have to have some way to withstand that first attack and then hit them hard and kill them. And that's generally what I do. So I'm going to go through this on auto again. I'm going to kind of just watch my champions and see what they do. So she went first, then she went. So I had 2 attacks going and then her. So he's a little slow, and my healer's a little slow. I need to get her a little faster. But that's where we are right now on this. So I will continue to fight through here because as I do that, I'll be earning points over here in this tournament that I showed you, and that will help me get the champion I want to get. And that's going to complete it for this video. I will go over the other aspects of the arena, which is this over here, the Great Hall. I'll go over this with you in a future video. If you like this video, give it a thumb up. If you did not like this video, give it a thumb down and let me know what I can do to improve. Subscribe if you want more videos. Should have at least 1 or 2 more parts before I think that I've covered everything. And then I think I would like, for the last part, I'd like to allow a kind of a Q&A where I can shout out for people that give me questions. I'd be post questions, and I'll answer them. Anything you want me to show, anything you want me to demonstrate, anything you're curious about, I'll just try to go over that with you. So that way everything's covered. I think I've done a pretty good job covering everything so far. I'll catch you guys in the next video.